What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the familiest of Fridays.
Hell yeah.
Another Fan Friday, kicking off the first week of preseason. Really just kind of,
the Hall of Fame game, yesterday.
So excited to, of course, as always, talk Cowboys. So take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in our Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
We're going to discuss it. Some big news today, in a way. An extension for an important player on our team. Not number 70, Zack Martin. As you can see, somebody else. But we'll discuss that and more. It's going to be a short stream tonight, but the Malik Hooker stuff kind of made it a little longer tonight, so we want to make sure we leave enough room to discuss this. And also, again, Jerry Jones up there watching, up there scouting, up there, he knows scheming. He knows what he's doing, I think. Clown show? Question mark? We'll talk about it here, guys, tonight. But first, let's open this up and shout out those people that make the thing go on and on like Donkey Kong. Yes, it is our sponsor of the week there at the bottom of the screen for 3 weeks in a row, a three-peat by the skeptical one, Mr. Skeptical Fan. Much love to him.
The membership man.
Yes.
Thank you so much as well. Representing 3 weeks. 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah,
That's
3 months in a row. But we have changed it to a weekly thing now.
Sorry, since you just said 3 weeks as the sponsor of the week.
Well, it's 3 and 3, but he's going for 4 on the overall and in the, I guess we're going to go weekly now, right? So he's got the lead currently 19-10 over Jason Renfro for this week's membership crown. So good luck to both those guys as they kind of had a battle last night. Appreciate, truly, that's the best way of dropping the love here and support the channel. And hey, it's a little extra fun involved in that as well. So another way of getting recognition here and getting on the board on My Cowboys Family. But the sponsor of the week, Skeptical Fan, he was in first place last night, almost the whole stream, until Jason Renfro came in and said, hold on, kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. And he said, you know what? I'm taking over the top spot on the overall leaderboard. So he currently has a slight lead over Skeptical Fan, but he has the stream boss, 94 points, bossing the stream around. Much love to Jason Renfro, while Snug X has his crown there, has Mr. Jason Renfro's usual crown. Snug X, though, he's the Cash App King 3 out of the last 4 weeks. But yesterday he had the lead going into a back-to-back look until late last night in our stream, and then the leader took over the current leaderboard, I guess you could say, on the Cash App side. You know it is Jason Renfro once again. So a little mini takeover here. Still a little bit down in the memberships, and but got the lead everywhere else, and he's got the stream boss. So much love to Jason Renfro. As I gotta shout out some other, you can see some ways to support the channel, but let me also say much love to people that jump into membership, like Amazing Games. Welcome back in the Navy Blue crew. Roy Strasner, welcome back in the Navy Blue crew. Appreciate both of you guys. That's not even gifting. That's just people jumping into membership. There's a pre-stream super chat went down, dropped by the great top dog Dwayne Broussard with a $2 holler. Ooh. Appreciate him. He's also, looks like he's re-upped in the, I'll double check that, but I think he's back in the star level membership for Dwayne Broussard, the top dog, and he's moving up the board, jumping over, multiple people on that overall stream right now. So I think he's just jumped over Mary Alvarez or a couple others here. I know that Snug X was there in front of him. I think he jumped over all those guys. So much love to Dwayne Broussard in the running now. And let me not forget the thanks button as well. We got the membership gifting, got the memberships, got the super chats. The thanks button, guys. 2 thanks drops. One by Skeptical Fan, a $2 holler. And one to Go Cowboys, by the way. And one from Jason Renfro. Thanks from him as well. So thank you both. All the numbers are updated on the overall board, and we are ready to rip it up tonight here. But before we even get there, baby, I got an extra special. It's a Fan Friday. So you know what that means, right? You got to shout out those that run the place. But first, let's finish up the 4 ways. We just talked about 4 different ways of giving love. There's other 4 ways supporting the channel here. That all goes under the Cash App umbrella.
Of course, you have the money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, your regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comments show up on screen just like a super chat.
Yes, you cannot do this without you guys' love and support. Now, as it's a Fan Friday, we always shout out the star level. I mean, every day we shout out the star level membership, but on Fan Friday we shout out both. I do want to say something about the star level membership, baby, because they're coming soon to a stream near you here. And one of these, this month or next month, we're kicking off the star level membership monthly jersey raffle. sewn and stitched jerseys, 30 or 40 different choices, new and old players. I think some new rookies from last year who are now second-year guys may be available as well. No rookies available, but everything else around there, guys. A lot of jerseys to pick from, and different styles, colors, all that good stuff. Legends, old school, new school. That's the star level. Right now, we got 6 people representing it in there, along with a couple other people in the star level membership. And let's get into that, baby, because let's shout them all out. Right now, who's in the silver and the star level memberships?
We have Mr. A. Lavelle, Bobby Bottles.
Yeah.
Of course, can't forget Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Andy Potts, much love to you. Mary Alvarez representing West Coast style. Of course, Jason Renfro, much love. And Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical.
Oh, but there's one more, all the way from the other side of the earth. And that's LC Lincoln Kane, all the way from Australia, representing that star over everything. All these guys, that star level membership. Appreciate every single one of you guys on every level. Navy, blue, silver, star. And hey, maybe one day the over everything level. We'll see what happens. Who's in the house tonight, baby, as we get rocking and rolling here on My Cowboys Family on a Fan Friday style?
We have Dustin Roberts, what's up? Orion Files, hello and hi. Rolando Rodriguez, much love. Ha ha ha, Hardy Dad. Bruce got to talk to Bruce in the house.
I know Harley.
808 Cowboy Bird Killer. We have Tommy Montoya, much love. Texas Twister representing. Retro Scotty, what's up?
Retro.
Yeah, he's got the money bags. We're about to talk about the latest Mr. Moneybags here in Dallas, right? So, of course, Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. Cactus G in the place to be. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Freedom First. Tim Pinnell, what's up? Rolando Rodriguez, all the way from South Texas.
Yeah.
Baby, let me go ahead, hand it off to you. And
Let's get it
this
on.
off, right?
Let's get it on there, guys. Shouting out, 808 Cowboy.
Yeah, we
okay, he's on everybody in the house tonight. I know some other people got these memberships from people, great supporters here, like Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro. So congrats to those guys for getting it, but much love and appreciation to those two guys, ballers of the gifting membership side of things. Let's talk some football. Let's go. Let's get into it. Today, of course, NFL football. Of course, it involves Cowboy players. The class of 2023 Hall of Fame was inducted officially today. It just ended a little while ago. Let me go through the non-Cowboy names. Rondé Barber, Don Coryell, Joe Klecko, Darrelle Revis, Ken Riley, Joe Thomas. Now let me add the 3 guys that have some Cowboy flavor. The least Cowboy flavor is Zach Thomas, mainly a Dolphin, obviously.
Yeah.
Played for the Cowboys in 2008. Like, he was old, and it wasn't the same Zach Thomas, right? Now, of course, the legendary Chuck Howley. Yes, Bob Lilly presented him, his son, the gold jacket, the bust, and all that stuff. But again, that was, he's in bad shape right now, Chuck Howley. So, he's like in end of stage life situation. So thoughts going out that way. But congrats to him and his family. And then DeMarcus Ware, the great number 94. Charles Haley, DeMarcus Ware. We had Gregory, that fella. Now we got somebody else, and they're not that important as far as who's representing the 94 now, but DeMarcus Ware, one of the greats, of course, a Bronco, but also a Cowboy, and he's going in as both. Jerry Jones inducted him. If you're worrying about Zach Thomas, another Cowboy inducted him, Jimmy Johnson. So all the Jerrys and the Jimmys were in the house tonight, along with the legends. And you saw the Hall of Fame guys walking and doing their thing. Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett, legendary, the OG 88, Drew Pearson. All of them were around. You also saw other people in there like Michael Irvin, Jerry Jones, of course. Just the legends of of course, but the legends of Cowboy lore. Walking the Hall of Fame streets tonight here once again. It's always Cowboy centric because there's so many Cowboys in the Hall of Fame. We've lost track. So another Hall of Famer, Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman out there. I'm just throwing this in. This is kicking it off a little light, right? Troy Aikman is out there. Could he still quarterback the Cowboys? He's 56 years old. He's out there on a wakeboard doing crazy. Just saying, he looks like he's not very talented. I'm not knowingly about it too much, but he's still not falling down. The guy is like an athlete, even at 56 years old. Troy Aikman said, quote, trying to do something much more challenging, like wake surfing. And he had the laughing out loud kind of faces. But either way, Troy Aikman, the legend, doing his thing, another Hall of Famer. Now let's get into the NFL news. centrically speaking here, and some suspensions coming. Of course, we knew that the Saints running back Alvin Kamara was going to be suspended for his situation in that nightclub fight that he beat the hell out of somebody pretty badly. Again, he's officially today, it was announced, he was officially suspended for 3 games for his role in the fight outside of that Vegas nightclub back in 2022 last year. Kamara also, of course, legally reached a plea agreement in July, no longer facing felony charges for his role in the fight, which, by the way, it occurred right before the Pro Bowl in February 2022. But I'll get into more about it in a minute. First, the man who continues to dominate the board here on the gifting side of things drops a membership to who's the lucky winner there, baby? Lethal. Yes. Now he's membershiped up right there. Drop him if you got him. Much love, the Skeptical fan. Jason Renfro at 94 points. I'm gonna fix the board because now Skeptical's at 20. Right now we got a 20-10 game between Jason Renfro and Skeptical fan.
Thank you again, Skeptical. Much love. Congrats to you, Lethal. So, what's up, Jangly Echoes?
Yeah, he's back in the house. Jangly. Hanging with us.
So, and again, we'll get to a little bit more Zack Martin discussion after we talk about...
No, we're getting to the Zack Martin here real quick. But yes, first and foremost, just so you guys know, by the way, again, big thanks to Skeptical fan, as always, and growing the family here. I think we're like, 8 people away? 9 people away from the next emoji opening there. So we just keep stacking those emojis. I think we're on 13. We're going to have 14 with another, 9, 8, 9. Depends on how many people drop off and all that stuff. But right now, I think it's 8 or 9 away from another emoji. So, hey, that has to do almost fully with Skeptical fan, of course, Jason Renfro as well. Now, let's get back to this. Alvin Kamara, 3 games gone, missing the first 3 games of the year. Also, the Colts cornerback, Chris Lamons. He was involved in this same incident with Alvin Kamara at the club, and he's also suspended for 3 games as well. So both guys suspended. Of course, the big name is Alvin Kamara, running back for the Saints. So the Saints are now expected to rely on Jamal Williams. They signed him to a $12 million contract, 3 years, so a $4 million a year contract. And rookie Kendry Miller, they drafted him in the 3rd round. These are the 2 running backs going to have to lean on. They're picking up one in the free agent market this offseason, and then one, of course, in the draft. New Orleans has other guys on their roster. Remember I think we had him. Eno Benjamin, Ellis Merriweather, Jake Vargas. Those guys, again, other running backs trying to make that team. Now, that's the suspension of Alvin Kamara, obviously pretty big. 2 more suspensions were announced after that. The Seahawks wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge and the Chiefs defensive lineman Charles Omenihu. Both of them suspended for the first 6 games of the season for violating the league's personal conduct policy. There was no real description on what they did, but either way, 3 guys today missing 6 games, and 3 games for Alvin Kamara. So, I guess 4 guys missing games. 2 of them for 3 games, 2 of them for 6. The guy that beat up the people, those guys, they only got 3 games. The guys who did something something detrimental to the shield of the NFL, they got 6 games. I can't imagine what they did that was worse. But anyways, continuing. Unfortunate, kind of news that came out about Johnny Manziel. We've always made fun of Johnny Manziel because he's just crap. But so happy that Jerry Jones did not pull the trigger on trading up for him. That would have been a disaster. But
that still doesn't mean we want to see anything bad happen to him.
A new documentary came out. Johnny Manziel says he tried to kill himself after the Cleveland Browns, the team that drafted him, cut him in 2016. So he attempted suicide is what the word is there. That's, very, very, unfortunate, obviously, horrible situation there. Mental health case situation. So, I'm sure there'll be more stuff coming out on that in the future on Johnny Manziel. He's open about talking about that. Now, the Falcons, they have a cornerback, a guy that we were interested in, formerly of Detroit, then got traded to Atlanta, Jeff Okudah. He was carted off the practice field today. We almost had made a pull the trigger to trade for him, I think, 2 years ago, and this past season, or last year and this year. Okudah was carted off the practice field with an apparent leg injury. They're looking at his ankle, that lower leg area. So I'm not even sure what the final result was. I'm sure tomorrow or the next day we'll come up. We'll have that info, but it's too bad. A guy who I think he's a great player. I think he's from Ohio State. Pretty sure the Cowboys were very interested in him in the draft. They were interested in him and maybe acquiring him in a trade. They traded him for literally nothing to the Falcons this offseason, and now he might be out for who knows how long, a while. We'll hope for the best for him. And one last note here about I guess there's a couple more Cowboy news things, but here's contract news stuff here. Nick Bosa, all right, he has a $50,000 a day fine, as we know with our own Zack Martin, right? He's losing $50,000 a day. Zack Martin is. So is Chris Jones from the Chiefs. Both these guys are missing, training camp. Every day you miss, $50,000. But let me explain. Both of those guys, Chris Jones and Zack Martin, are not on rookie contracts, obviously. They're on big deals that they have gotten already after their rookie years. Nick Bosa is still in his rookie contract. And I did not realize this, but if you're in the rookie contract still, those $50,000 a day fines are rescindable by the Niners. Did not know that. So when you're dealing with a rookie contract, you can still use that the fines they're getting and then pay off the fines for the player or rescind the fines. I'll put it that way.
Okay, so that's
for when you are on a rookie contract only.
That is very good to know, just because of negotiation situations that, hey, just be honest, we might possibly have coming up, depending on how things go with a few of the players that we have to sign, because we have a lot of big name players that are still on the rookie contract. So, and of course, one very big name player that is most certainly not on his rookie contract.
Yeah. So
again, I'm just
Dak
saying,
Prescott, in case you guys are wondering.
The fine situation obviously changes the negotiation tactics for the whole league. So
again, but that situation is specifically, the rookie, like contract. If you're on that rookie, so let's just say Micah Parsons. CeeDee Lamb is still on the rookie contract.
Yeah, that's why I said that we still have quite a few guys that Trayvon, if he hadn't gotten a deal done.
Trade it. He would have been on the rookie contract. So I'm saying all these guys on rookie contracts, if they sat out, they don't get the $50,000 fines. The teams will rescind that because they're on the rookie contract and use that in a bargaining negotiation situation. I thought that was interesting. I'll bring that up again in a minute because I don't think with Zack Martin is going to come back here. So let's just finish up on the NFL. Quick news here, guys. The other two things I wanted to say. 8-time Pro Bowl defensive edge rusher Cameron Jordan from the Saints. He's the all-time franchise sack leader for them. They reached an agreement on a 2-year, $27.5 million contract. It was guaranteed. The extension ties him to the Saints to the 2025 season. The $27.5 million in new money comes with the $27.5 million in guarantees. The largest contract on average in guarantees for any defensive player in NFL history at the age of 34 years old. This is familiar to me because it's like Zack Martin situation. Like, this guy's going to play the rest of his years with the Saints. He's going to retire with the Saints his whole career. It's the 14th. This is the fourth multi-contract. Multi-year contract he has signed. Cameron Jordan and the Saints, and it's going to be going to take him through his 15th year with the Saints. Obviously, that's his full career. That's what I think Zack Martin's trying to do here right now at the top of his game. He wants to get those last couple of years and get his rightful pay. We'll talk about Zack Martin in a minute. One last guy, 4-time Pro Bowl defensive edge Matthew Judon and the Patriots. Judon was one of the guys leading the sacks last year for a little bit. They reached an agreement on a contract adjustment. It's going to take his original $2 million guaranteed money for this year and make it $14 million fully guaranteed this season. So anything happens, he don't lose that money. He gets the full $14 million. The adjustment improved the original 2021 deal and will allow Judon to make up to $18 million with the incentives this year. No new years were added to the contract. So they basically just moved the money around, added a little bit more. Exactly what Zack Martin fucking wants to do. And that's something where this is the clown show for us. So what happened today? With our guys, we did get a signing, guys. And to me, it was a little bit of a surprise. Let me know what you guys think out there. Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker, guys, to me was, in the kind of the background in my mind. You have other contracts. We just discussed a couple of them. CeeDee Lamb, of course, Dak with the extension possibilities. And, Zack Martin, which is front and center right now. Those are the big three right there. So what happened with this deal? Well, today the Cowboys officially signed safety Malik Hooker to a 3-year contract extension. Yes, extended it from this year, 3 more years, worth up to $24 million in new money. It includes an $8 million signing bonus, which is paid in the next 15 days. And there's 16.5 of that 24 million. 16.5 million is guaranteed. The deal basically keeps him fully, if he plays the whole deal, through the 2026 season. I mean, that's almost the end of his career at this point because he had already, he's not a young guy necessarily. He's been around for a couple of years with the injuries in Indianapolis, but a high value player,
Yeah.
when he was drafted, and he's kind of, if it wasn't for the injuries, he'd still be a high value player. And guess what? The last 2 years, knock on wood, no injuries. Knock on wood, it continues. We got 3 safety rotation. It should make him last longer for a season. It's obviously under Dan Quinn, it's working, and whatever it is, Dan Quinn, the analytics crew right now we got there, it all matches up to say pay this guy. They obviously wanted to pay him, but is it just because of Malik Hooker's great play? Is that the only reason? We'll discuss this here. So let me just continue with Malik Hooker real quick. That's his deal, guys. All right. When you look at the $16.5 million, it really is only 2 more years. This year and 2 more years guaranteed. Not really the full 3-year contract, right? Guaranteed. It can go 3 years, but extra. But it probably goes at least no more than 2 years if the Cowboys want to run from that contract. They can with a little hit from the salary cap.
Richard Scotty throwing out there, I think supposedly the corner maybe was brought up in a trade idea with C.J. Henderson.
I'm sorry, say that again?
He said, I think supposedly the corner that maybe was brought up in a trade idea was C.J. Henderson.
You mean for who?
I figured he was responding to...
Oh, I don't know. I know there's a trade situation.
Something I missed that you had said. That's why I was a little...
No. I mean, I'm just trying to think if there was a trade.
Oh, back in 2021. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I got you. That's right. I do remember that.
So, Cactus G throwing out there, Broadus must be crying in his beer over the Hooker.
Broadus said, it's funny because I checked that, and he actually said, Brian Broadus said, he's playing better this camp. He's looking better in coverage. I don't know. I always thought he was good in coverage. So, that's what I'm saying. He's saying, he's looking better in coverage now. It's just like he looks better. I don't know if he's just saying that because he got the deal. Either way, I personally like this deal. Analytics tell us that now. As long as you don't get injured, we got ourselves a steal. Now, and look, the side note here, another side note to this, Malik Hooker, he's represented by David Mulgeta. You know who that is? We've heard his name.
Very familiar.
He represents Micah Parsons, who is eligible for the first extension in 2024. So we got good terms with this guy. It looks like we've done a lot of deals with him and his clients. Micah Parsons is the most important client coming up. So this is a good preview to what we're going to be dealing with here in the future.
Yeah, it's good to see that we can come to an agreement, right?
Yes, with that agent, seems like that agent works out well with the Cowboys. We're going to need him to work out well next year with Micah Parsons. Now, our safety depth chart, guys, is full of talent. I mean, I can show you the 3-headed monster right here. All 3 guys are major. The Hydra. Guys, full of talent, differing skill sets. Even guys that are not here, like Mukuamu and Marquise Bell, even Tyler Coyle. I mean, I'm naming you 6 safeties on top of these 3 and 3s. I mean, we've got a lot of safeties on this team, and this gives Dan Quinn a lot of flexibility in how he structures and how he calls the defense, right? So since March, listen to this. When it comes to the Cowboys, where they're spending their money on the defensive side of the ball, since March, Donovan Wilson was re-signed to a 3-year, $21 million deal, $13.5 million guaranteed. It's crazy to me. He's getting $1 million less a year than Malik Hooker. Donovan Wilson to me is a extraordinary kind of one of a kind type player. Dan Quinn's using him great, but Malik Hooker is a very good free safety mainly. Although he does do other things, and good in run support. Can help out there as a strong safety if needed, but man, Donovan Wilson's all over the field, right? So, sacking, getting sacks. He got 5 sacks last year from a defensive back. So, Donovan Wilson, 3-year, $21 million. Talk about a steal there, 13.5 guaranteed. That's 2 out of his 3 years guaranteed. Trayvon Diggs, of course, cornerback, not a safety, but he got a 5-year extension, $97 million, $42.3 million guaranteed. So, 2 years basically guaranteed on top of that, 2.5 years. Then now Malik Hooker. 3-year extension, $24 million maximum deal, $16.5 million guaranteed. Again, $1 million extra a year of guaranteed money, and also $1 million. That extra $1 million is guaranteed. An extra $3 million overall for Hooker compared to Donovan Wilson. Listen to this, baby. The contract guarantees between the Cowboys team, front office, and the safeties since 2010 through 2022. Now we're talking about 13 years basically here, guys. $15.3 million was the total contract guarantees. Contract guarantees between the Cowboys and safeties. Now, I think it's like $25 million right now. Or I'm sorry, $30 million in guarantees when you look at this, the money here, guys. So again, the Cowboys are putting in a lot of money here yearly on our safeties. They're trusting the safeties now in a major way. like we've never seen before. A lot of that could be, Mike McCarthy kind of doing this new scheme right now. I think that's more of the offense. We know it's because of Dan Quinn.
I mean, I also am going to venture to guess that part of it is because our D-line has improved. So I think we have more confidence in our safeties kind of being able to do their thing without having to scramble or come back and make up for any kind of mistakes or guys that slip by. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're just really finding our flow defensively overall, and I think Dan Quinn, like you said, Dan Quinn definitely has some ideas on how to continue to evolve this defense, right? It's not like we're going to come out with exactly what we did last year either.
No, there's going to be some tweaks, but I call it upgrades, and I also call it when you have the same crew there, when Donovan Wilson, LVE, a lot of these Fowler, we brought a lot of these guys back, and we added Mozzie, we added Stephon Gilmore. I mean, this is crazy upgrades right now. So when you look at it like this, not only are we going to do a couple things different, more keen to what the players, maybe their skill set is through Dan Quinn, we're also going to have the players, all of these guys, knowing the system another year, third year in a row. That you don't think that's an upgrade? Major upgrade. Major
course.
Plus when you have that. And then the upgraded players like Mozzie and Stephon Gilmore. I mean, the tweaks, the 3 years together, the new additions to this team. This defense was top 3. Now we're top 1, in my opinion.
Speaking of systems, real quick, I did want to read Chris Plumage's comment.
Let's hear it.
He said, injuries seem to happen to guys who miss camp, but camp these days isn't as beneficial as it used to be back in the day. How camp is managed nowadays, NFL doesn't really get good till weeks 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. You remember, guys, they have these rules about hitting when you can hit. Now they're allowing to hit.
That does kind of affect the flow of the NFL season and a little bit, you have to admit. So, and especially, let's be honest, with so many starters sitting out of the most important part of camp, which is usually a bit of those preseason games where you can actually kind of put it all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's when you see it come together.
It really does mean that you are waiting till weeks, 1 through 5, more or less.
Speaking of 1.
Kick things off, right, Jason Renfro?
With the dollar holler and a Go Cowboys. By the way, when looking at the numbers right now, guys, it looks. Let me see here. It looks. As you see, I think it's a 15-point lead for Jason Renfro over Skeptical Fan as we speak. Around that range, 14, 16, something like that. But Jason Renfro got a little bit of a lead there. He's also got the Stream Boss. He's also got the Cash App lead. Jason Renfro. We'll see what happens about that gifting membership side of things. Right now, it's a 20 to... I got to fix that, too. 20 to 10 in favor right now, currently, as we get almost to the end of the week here. Skeptical Fan in the lead on that. So any other quick little comments on this? I have a couple more things to mention. Because who's next to be signed for the Cowboys? One of the guys on this picture here, J-Ron Curse, is going to be a free agent next year after this season.
That's what Retro Scotty's question kind of leads into. He's like, do you know, the cap room that Dallas has now that Hooker's extension has kind of been locked into place? Like, how much cap does that open up for now?
Well, again, that's not really been released, but I'll explain what happens now. And it hasn't been released, how much is the cap hit.
Cap room's fluid. They can create whatever they need.
Without question, yeah. I mean, that's one of the biggest things about it. But I'm going to tell you how the Cowboys are going to use it. I'm pretty sure about this, and it goes into a lot of our players that we already have on this team that we have to get extensions for. So I'll explain in a minute. But any other quick little thoughts? I was going to say after
the Cowboys are certainly locking down their Hydra. I'll give you that, right?
Lawrence Armstrong's out there. Will the Cowboys want to re-sign him? I doubt it. But he's going to be a free agent, like I said. J-Ron Curse, free agent. So we got to keep our eyes peeled and see what the Cowboys' next step is there.
Look, the good thing is that, like you said, most of our key core pieces are either being signed, acquired, they're being kept here. So the few guys that we do have to replace, it doesn't feel as catastrophic now to have to only target, 1, 2, 3 guys at some positions or something. Whereas, before it was basically like, oh boy, we need someone everywhere. So
yeah, if one guy fell apart, the whole thing fell apart.
Just saying, that's what good roster building and listening to
the only thing you can't
done for
the only guy you can't replace is Micah Parsons. But as long as he stays healthy, we should be on track. Now,
Micah doesn't count when we're talking about that. Micah's in his own category.
Malik Hooker, look how he compared to other safeties since he's been in Dallas. So let me explain. Since he's been in Dallas, this is 2 years in Dallas under Dan Quinn. How has his numbers look? Where is he ranked percentile wise? Coverage grade in the 93rd percentile, guys. Fantastic. And I mean, that's a good thing. 100 is the top. So it's that way in case you're wondering. The 93rd percentile. Coverage with no pressure, 81st percentile. Coverage on passes that are 3 seconds or longer, 84th percentile. Just the guy's a covering machine since he's been in Dallas under Dan Quinn. His coverage grades as a safety, specifically 87th percentile. Free safety, the 91st percentile. Coverage in the slot, 63rd. Luckily, he don't play slot too often. Coverage in the box, 16th. Again, the least of the 3 safeties that play in the box or the slot. He stays back farther. He's a more of the rangy kind of coverage guy as a free safety. As you can see, very highly ranked, 91st percentile. Now, forced incompletion percentage, 49th percentile. I mean, he's not really doing too much there. But as a free safety, you're not going to see that as much. The run defense grade, surprisingly high for a free safety, 81st percentile. Fantastic. His coverage grade with pressure, when there's pressure, his coverage grade goes from, he goes into the 90th percentile. Again, he is on top of it and we're going to be pressuring quarterbacks all year long. So, it's going to happen, right? Malik's going to be back there getting some ducks picked. Coverage grade on passes over 3 seconds when pressured, 88th percentile. Coverage grade in single coverage, 77th percentile. But as a free safety, you usually don't do that. Now, Dan Quinn's going to once in a while move him down and play safety and man-to-man coverage as a kind of like a disguise or a hidden situation. Yes. Most of the time, he's going to play free safety. Don't have to worry about that there when it comes to the single coverage grade. Coverage grade in the underneath zones and that kind of stuff, he's in the 2nd percentile. That's horrible. But again, the only zone he plays is the outs. Like the cover 2 kind of cover 1 kind of percentile, and that's not really covered here because when you look at the passer rating against when they throw it at him and it's assigned to him, he's only in the 42nd percentile. Not very good. He's about average there. Missed tackles, though, very good at not missing tackles. Very strong in the run grade, 63rd percentile. Remember, guys, there's safeties here, not just free safeties, all safeties. So you talk about strong safeties, the bigger guys, they're going to be much better in the tackling side. When you look at a free safety with these numbers, tackling, coverage-wise, top, in a way, he's a top free safety in the. I got to specifically say free safety. If you say safety, he drops down. But as a free safety, he might be top 10 free safeties, in the NFL. So I think this is a great deal for the Cowboys. I feel he's gotten better in the 2 years he's been with Dallas under Dan Quinn. He already has natural. Before coming to the NFL, we knew that he had elite ball skills, ball hawk back in Ohio State. And again, every year gotten better. I think that if he stays healthy, knock on wood, and the other safeties stay healthy in Dan Quinn's scheme, he's going to have the best year of his career this year. I think safety-wise, with the pass rush we got, with the corners we got, and you got the 3-headed monster as safeties, we're going to be good, guys. I think, he plays without thinking already. I think it's going to continue and get better for him. When you look at let's just go back to the 3-headed monster, right, the Hydra. When you look at all 3 guys in this safety trio of Donovan Wilson, number 6, Malik Hooker there, number 28, and J-Ron Kearse, number 27, on 29%, they basically were in the game, 29%, all 3 of them, on first down. Not that much, right? About a third of the time, they were in the game, all 3 of them, on first down. On second downs, 30% of the time, about the same. All 3 of them are on the field. On third downs, though, those money downs, 43% of the time, we had 3 safeties. We had heavy nickel defense per Dan Quinn. So that shows you the importance. We use these guys.
Big guns.
Listen, we use 43% of the time using these guys in a game, and on third downs, let me put it that way, on third downs. That's major importance on why these guys, all 3 of them, are highly important to our defense. He also, again, now Donovan Wilson, number 6, out of this 3-headed monster, he's very unlikely to ever leave the field on third down. He's the one guy that never leaves on third down when, again,
he's the constant. When
2 out of the 3 on third down. Yeah, on first down, he might not be out there. But when 2 out of the 3 safeties were on the field, only 15% of the plays were without Donovan Wilson. He played 85% of third downs. Major for him, right? But it's not still that bad, guys, because you got, compared to Malik Hooker, 18% of the plays were without Hooker on third down, which is a free safety. It's kind of important. 19% of the plays on third down were without J-Ron Kearse, who's more of the hitter, the box hybrid safety, kind of can play a little linebacker-ish, right? So you understand why you're seeing the numbers stretch this way. Donovan Wilson, so important in this 3-headed monster group. Malik Hooker, very important as free safety. And J-Ron Kearse as more of the hybrid box safety guy. 3 fantastic safeties that have different skill sets. And you add in there Mukuamu, and you add in there Marquise Bell. That's 5 safeties we're up to right there, right? Yards allowed per coverage snap. Donovan Wilson, 5th best in the league. Malik Hooker, second best in the NFL when it comes to yards allowed in coverage. And Jaron Kearse 56th, but again, he was on tight ends locking them down, and sometimes they get a couple passes under him. Targets allowed per coverage snap. So every time it's a passing play, how many targets do they allow on them? Well, Donovan Wilson was 22nd ranked. Not that great. So that's why, you'll see him playing that hybrid kind of, he plays defensive lines, linebacker, and safety kind of situation. He's all over the place. Malik Hooker, guys, ranked number 1 in the NFL when it comes to targets allowed per coverage snap. That's why he's back. And there's multiple reasons why you see him back on this team. Not just his skill, which is fantastic, but in Dan Quinn's scheme with these other two safeties, it's the trio.
I agree, that's a pretty big reason.
Yeah. Jaron Kearse, again, he allowed a lot more, as you expect, playing more underneath stuff, tight ends, almost a linebacker role, 58th in the league. Still, I love this trio. And I think, guys, here's the reason why I'm going to lay out there. It's about Zack Martin. This is about Zack Martin in the end. I guess right now, would this deal get done for Malik Hooker? Would this deal have gotten done if not for the Zack Martin situation? It might have gotten done later on. It might have gotten done sometime in the year. But it would have been done
Zack
right
Martin
now.
put the screws to the Cowboys in a few different ways, not just his contract.
If you lower the cap hit for this 2023-2024 season on Trayvon Diggs, Malik Hooker, and if you extend Jaron Kearse prior to his contract expiring, you have more flexibility to potentially front load a reworked Zack Martin deal. Plain and simple. Patrick Walker broke it down. And it's combining this with a good, average per year pay jump. This is the common ground I think the Joneses are leading with and trying to get old number 70 in there, Zack Martin on this. So this Malik Hooker deal, I think, is a translation to what we're going to see.
You think this is like one of those
It's the
first
process
steps?
going forward. It's one of the last steps, I think.
Okay.
Diggs is one of the steps.
Okay.
I think Malik Hooker's another step. We might see another guy signed or extended. Either way, this is for Zack Martin's deal. Believe it or not. Yes, I do think that's what it's for. As Jason Renfro dropping that 5 on it.
Woo!
Trying to establish that lead in front of skeptical fan. What did he say with that $5 holler, baby?
He said, Clown Show needs to quit playing around and pay Zack Martin.
There you go.
The money they extended Hooker's contract, they could have paid Zack Martin and had this crap over.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That is that what Jason Renfro, you hit it right in the nail on the head. Patrick Walker kind of said it. I'm repeating it. You guys are understanding. We're all got on the same page, by the way, Jason. 100 points on the stream boss as well.
That's right.
Fully loaded.
Fully powered up.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, guys, right now, this is where I think you're seeing the deal getting done. Move money forward and get the Zack Martin deal kind of done now. Front loaded now. Get the cap under and out of the way. We got like $20 million in the cap, guys. With these signings of Trayvon Diggs, it went up an extra $1 million. So we lost $1 million on the Trayvon Diggs deal this year. And how much did we save on this new contract? We'll know tomorrow probably, or by Sunday for sure. We'll know what his cap hit will be. It probably will be around where it is now. It's not going to go up at all. So we're still going to have $20 million open. That's the Zack Martin. Front load the contract. Give him Zack his money. We don't have to pay it out later on. And if he gets hurt next year or something, or he's not good anymore in 2 years, guess what? We're not getting hit with any kind of major cap losses there. You can't say it's about, we got to pay Dak because Zack Martin's money is for this year. Basically, you're going to pay him this year with these moves we've made with Diggs.
They say that the Cowboys have moved the chess pieces
Hooker.
in such a way where, we're kind of kicking the can down the road, but we're doing it strategically, so it's not going to hit us the way that it used to in previous years, especially now that, you guys are kind of seeing some of the game being played too with the whole voidable years part of the contract aspect. I'm just saying, that adds a different layer to things and allows us to, massage a few numbers in ways that are more team friendly while still getting the players some of the prestige that they're looking for, whether it's like Zack Martin. You have to remember, it is a bit of a pride thing too that he's somehow the best and he's not being paid, I think, to that same caliber. He just wants to be able to hang in that same category.
I'm going to talk about it in a minute, about Zack Martin specifically. That's why it's kind of leading into this here.
So that's all. Just kind of throwing out there that obviously it's multifaceted. But
of course, no, it is. And again, as we kind of, dip into this a little more, this deal is, it's, of course, you could say Malik Hooker is also for Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, the Diggs, I guess, Dak, Terrence Steele. I don't know. I'm just saying, you can say it about, but right now, to me, this is about Zack Martin. So here's the thing, guys. Zack Martin, this is going to do it like you said. They're going to bounce around that money somehow, whether it's now and they eat the money now, the Cowboys, because of the caps we got, the cap we have now, or we have like what $75 million we got to spend in cash. We're trickling that out with Diggs, trickling it out with Malik Hooker, but we got to lay it out with somebody. It's going to probably be Zack Martin. So again, guys, no, of course we don't have Zack Martin this year. The season's fucking over. Zack Martin and Chris Jones, as I said earlier. Since they're not on rookie contracts, as you guys know, these incurring these non-rescindable $50,000 per day fines. I'm going to discuss. I said it last night, baby, that today was going to make it 10 days. That means he's $500,000 out of money. There's no way he gets that money back unless, the Cowboys say, well, we'll give you the extra $500,000. We'll give you the extra $500,000 so you can pay off your debt, and that way you pay off the NFL fines. What's up, Jack Boys in the house? Welcome to the family. Appreciate you growing this thing here. We're at past 24,000, 24K. We're past the Mukwamu number. Now we're going to 25. And that's the Sean Wright and beyond, right? So thank you all for that, and appreciate every new and old subscriber to the channel. Appreciate everybody. Now, today, I just want to throw this out there. We'll get back to Zack Martin, but let's just talk really quickly about today. And again, it's kind of funny because you guys seen the video. Micah Parsons on the last walkthrough day 2 days ago was doing this, was coaching. Coach Micah. I love it because he took it serious. There's Mukwamu. This is a good sign after that hamstring. He's out there running around. So, yeah, Micah just chilling. He's coaching, and he's not laughing too much. He's taking it pretty damn serious. I love it. He kind of, if you don't hear it here, but he tells Tyler Coyle, you got to stay locked in. Does he have a future? Is he Sean Lee times 20? It might be. So this walkthrough today, guys, again, you can see what it was. No helmets, no pads. It's just shorts. And, that's it. No helmets or nothing. So the walkthrough was just that was just a non-contact day. There was no fans in the stands. It was not open to the public. It was just the media got to take a couple videos or pictures. Nobody really cares too much about what's going on in the field right now. I don't know if they're even allowed to show it to some extent because it is supposed to be a closed-off type practice. But either way, here you go, guys. We saw a couple of footage last week about the walkthroughs. Here's another walkthrough footage here. But the most important thing that came out of today's walkthrough, the noticeable improvement to the Cowboys training camp, which is the grass. I'm not saying, joint kind of marijuana grass. I'm talking about the grass there. We know it's Cali. We're talking about the field, all right? On the grass on the field there. The Cowboys, the Cowboy organization on this one, got to give them credit here. They finally made significant changes and a significant commitment to get this style of the grass that they're growing out there. It's called Tiff Bermuda. So they have the field in Tiff Bermuda grass, and they had it set up since they left the last mini camp. It was a major issue with the field. Now you can see the field nice and crisp, clean, and not all dug out and horrible. According to Mike McCarthy said, quote, "I would give the fields an A+ when you compare it to the last 2 years. They were divots, there was dirt. Ain't like that now. This is a good, solid grass, the kind of grass that most players use outdoors." Sorry?
Seems like everything's better than training camp.
I mean, they definitely upgraded things. Look at Jerry Jones backed off, and Mike McCarthy said, they put the screws on to whatever he needed to get out of this organization, whatever he can get out of it, whatever he can squeeze out of Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Either way, that's a situation there with the day of the walkthrough practice. I hope, there, Micah says bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that little, visual. And that was really from 2 days ago, but today was just basically pretend it's the same thing. All right. So that's all we got for you guys on the video portion of the practice. Tomorrow, let me reiterate, Saturday, the end of the week, look for Luke Schoonmaker. I said it. I'm going to kind of look out there for Luke Schoonmaker. Let me pop him on the screen. Off my face, of course. Luke Schoonmaker, number 86, the rookie. He's back in pads finally, right? First time all year we see him in pads like 2 days ago. Yesterday he was running around. Running routes, in the rehab field. Let's see the second round rookie get the hell in the game. We heard it's going to be before we leave the Dallas from Oxnard. That's still 2 weeks away. It would be great to see him for the next 2 weeks out on that field. So I'm hopeful. Now, I don't have any inside information. I'm going on my gut feeling here. I'm hopeful that Luke Schoonmaker will be back tomorrow, Saturday, for this practice. If he's not, I would almost be willing to bet anybody he'll be back on Monday for the next padded practice. He's already been back to some of the walkthroughs and stuff. I expect to see him on that field tomorrow, and if he's not, definitely by Monday. So that you got to look forward to what to definitely kind of keep an eye on. that's one thing to keep an eye on for tomorrow's practice. Now, I would love to keep an eye on signing Zachary Martin. Zack Martin back to the fold here. Let me just explain. Since we had another practice today, what does that make it, guys? 10 official days of practice since we got there, whether it's on the field in front of the fans or a walkthrough or a mock game. Zack Martin now finishing the 10th practice missed on Friday today, guys. Zack Martin's fines now are at $500,000, $500,000. Like I said last night, I think it's up to $500,000. Well, I was wrong. I was up by $50,000. Today, it's officially $500,000. So
there it is.
Again, he cannot get these fines cannot be rescinded. The only thing that Jerry Jones can do is say, here's an extra $500,000 so you can pay off the fines to your deal. We'll see. I don't know if Jerry's going to do that with a smile on his face. But here's the situation, guys. Cowboys finished his 10th practice today. Holdout All-Pro guard Zack Martin's fines officially reached $50,000. He's 32 years old. He's getting fined $50,000 a day for his unexcused absences from training camp. It's not a rookie deal, and obviously they're not excused absences. Yep. There have been no contract extension talks, according to multiple sources. There's not been any true contract extension talks between
So the Cowboys
Zack Martin
seem to be holding firm to their statements.
So far, between Zack Martin's agent and the Cowboys front office, it seems like it's very limited, if anything at all. So the only day that Zack Martin was not fined was July 30th because it was an off day, official off day for the players. So we actually been here 11 days. But yeah, that one off day, does not count against him because he didn't have to report that day, right? So tomorrow is a practice day. It was not an off day today. It was a walkthrough day. It might be an off day on Sunday for them, or I don't know if it's a walkthrough. I'm assuming it's an off day. That'll be another $50,000 he saves there. So either way, right now, of course, we know Zack Martin, he's seeking to get a raise. A raise on his average $14 million a year, which sounds like a lot until you look at the top guys getting $20 and $21 million right now. Atlanta's Chris Lindstrom, $20.5 million. And the Colts' Quentin Nelson, $20 million. Those are the top two guys at his position, and he's at 14. He's, I think, overall 12th. I think last year he was, at his contract last year, I think he was like 15th highest paid guard. I mean, that's unacceptable. And Zack Martin is still being rated the number one guard and offensive lineman in the NFL. He wants to see one more payday, and I cannot blame him. That's what you have. When you sign a contract, you are allowed to break the contract going off of this reasoning. You can get fined, but you're allowed to use this to your manipulation to get your negotiation, your deal done. This is agreed upon by the owners, by the players. It's not a broken contract. It is part of the contract. So I want to make sure everyone gets that right. But it sucks for the Cowboys. It sucks for the fans. It sucks for the team. The key here, though, is not about saying, oh, it's all on Zack Martin. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he should do. It's about these two schmucks, the clown show. They need to have got this done in February. They needed to have kind of, you see the other players in the league, guys, getting these extensions, getting extra money. This is where we're at now. This is the point of the year where it's time for Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones to pay the piper when they underpaid their players the last 2 years, getting a steal out of Zack Martin. Zack Martin said, all right, no more stealing from me. So the clown show, get on it, clown show.
Much love.
Hey, Cowboys abroad in the house. Much love.
Shout out to you.
Appreciate him in the house. Always love.
And he said he was paid like a top guard when he got the contract.
True, but hey, I want to remind Cowboys abroad. I love these discussions we have. Did you know that he had a 6-year deal? Why did he make a 6-year deal? Not because he wanted that deal. He wanted to help the team. Jones has wanted the 6 years. So 2 years to go. The last 2 years have been paid obviously horribly low. Yes, he was the top paid guy. The first year, second year was one of the top guys. Then he dropped off the map. He played on that contract. Last year he played 15th, lowest paid guy. He played on that contract. But in the contract, when you are underpaid because the money went up in the league, again, salary cap or whatever it may be, then you are allowed in your contract to sit out, get fined, and force the team to pay you. It's pretty simple. So I don't like when people say, well, he broke the contract, he should abide by it. Jerry Jones ain't abiding to people's contracts when he cuts them, whenever he feels they want to save some money, if they're performing or not performing, right? That's more of a break in the contract, although that is written into the contract too. A team can release a player for no fucking reason. Zack Martin can sit out for any reason, and he has the pull to do it. He should get paid more, and this is hurting. It's not hurting our offensive line. And by the way, I got to make sure I say Terrence Steele was out there playing a lot more than I thought recently. So big ups to him on that offensive line. I got to give big credit to Terrence Steele. But the biggest issue is not Terrence Steele not playing next to him and Biadasz playing. It's the defense. The defense is not getting true work without Zack Martin on that field. That's where we're losing. That's where we're losing the most right now. And I don't want to see the defense blowing through TJ Bass. Who gives a good goddamn about that? I don't want to see, Mozzie throwing Asim Richards down. I know he can throw him down. He's supposed to. I want to see him do that to Zack Martin. And you do that every day in practice, you get better. Mozzie gets better. He's not getting better because we have low-budget guys right now at that guard spot. Not every time, most of the time.
I know that Micah does lots of things that catch our eye, but one of the more standout things so far was the way that he tossed Tyron Smith aside like a sack of potatoes. Like,
yeah.
And the only reason I point that out is just because that's what I want to see from the rest of our guys against Zack Martin. Like, I want to see them compete against Zack Martin. I want to see them battle. I want to see Zack Martin throw them to the ground. I want to see
I'll say this.
Be Zack Martin every once in a while. Like
Mozzie Smith was triple teamed by Tyron Smith, by Tyler Smith, and by Peyton Hendershot, the tight end. Chipped him in block. Damn. But I'm just trying to say, he didn't fall down. He didn't get washed out. He got lost balance, got his balance back, and then gave it back to Tyron Smith. That's the kind of shit I like to see. That's Mozzie getting better. Even didn't look good. He looked like he got wiped. He didn't. He actually helped take on 3 blockers, and there was a stop for loss of yardage there because of Mozzie Smith taking on Tyron Smith and taking on a triple team. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of shit I like to see from our rookies. Without Zack Martin there, that's where it hurts us the most, in my humble opinion. Of course, he is training still in Dallas. He's still with O-line masterminds and Duke Manyweather. So I trust Zack Martin's not going to be in Cabo chilling like Zeke did. So I think that he'll be ready to go. I don't think injury is going to play into this. It's more about missing the defensive strength that you can upgrade with and evolve with throughout training camp. When you're missing a guy like Zach, when he's in there, it ups everyone's game. When he's not, I think it lowers everyone's game to an extent. So. Any thoughts on this in the chat? I love the Cowboys Abroad comment. Again, a lot of people say this, that that Zack Martin, he signed this deal, but you're allowed to sit out. That is part of the contract. That's part of the agreements to every contract in the NFL. CBA agreed, the owners agreed, the players agreed. That's it. Like, people that say he should abide by it don't understand the rules of the NFL. If an owner can cut a player for any reason, it's written in their contract. It's not illegal. Too bad for the player. If a player wants to sit out, take the fines. To get more money, if he's that good, which Zack Martin is, then he should get that money. Too bad for the owners. That's the rule. That's why it's like this. If you don't like it, I'm saying that's the way it is. That's not like our jobs. This is entertainment. This is sports entertainment. This is not, what the wife and I do. So it's not what you guys do. This is a different kind of world. You can't compare it to that even. The players have a lot of rights because they're bringing in a lot of the money. Anyways. Quickly, hit up the chat. I'm curious to what everyone thinks about the Zack Martin situation. And I do believe we're getting closer because Malik Hooker's deal, because of Trayvon Diggs' deal. I know it says, they're jumping in front of him in different positions. They're jumping in front of him, and we can lay out less money. We can now cut the money down in our cap this year and next year to absorb the Zack Martin hit. I know we got Dak. I know we got other contracts, Micah. That we can absorb that later in the future. My point is, for Zack Martin, he's not going to be too much later. He's not going to be 8 years, 5 years down the line. We're not going to need his contract. We need to get his contract done and finished and paid up now. So when he's time to move on, we don't have to keep paying the dead cap money on this situation. I don't mind paying it on the younger guys like CD, Micah, Trayvon, and Dak. Even Dak's not even young anymore. But you understand, I'd rather pay the money in the future for those younger guys than an older offensive lineman. Especially in 2 more years. He'll be 34, 35.
Real quick, Jack Boy is pointing out, I don't know if you've seen Tyler back at guard, but he's giving Mozzie and Gallimore some work. And
that's the only guy. And look, I love Biadasz as well. Pro Bowler, that's not a mistake. But to get the best ability against you, I think Mozzie would be great to see him against Zack Martin. But yes, I do agree. 100%. Because Tyron Smith is playing at the right tackle, at the left tackle spot. And when he leaves, unfortunately for Dak, you got Chuma Adoga out there, 71, getting burned left and burned right by Micah Parsons. But they're keeping Tyler Smith at guard, and I agree. When Mozzie is on that side, Mozzie gets the true test. Biadasz and Tyler Smith is a great test for Mozzie. When he's on the other side, and Asim Richards is there, TJ Bass is there, Farniok is there, there's no test for Mozzie. Imagine, let me say one last thing. Imagine Tyler Biadasz at center, Tyler Smith at left guard, and Zack Martin at right guard, with Mozzie in the motherfucking middle. Now that's a test, baby. That's a test. That's what I want to see. I'm waiting for that. Come on, Jerry Jones, get this guy back in there. Let's up our offensive line and let's truly up our entire defensive line. Because right now, Gallimore is getting run over out there on the field, and that's not looking good out there when you got, when he's getting run over by third stringers. I'm just trying to say, like, how does that help in our defense to not have our top quality guys in there, on offense? So I'm actually going to touch on Neville Gallimore in a minute. I want to hear more about Zack Martin from the family out there.
Well, Cowboys Abroad said if you're allowed to sit out, why do you get fined to do it?
Well, you're allowed to sit out, but that's part of the agreement. If you sit out, you're saying, hey, I want to get paid more money, but you have to deal with the consequence of money. It's still allowed. It's just you get fined, but you are allowed to sit out to get fined, to get more money. And that's the, again.
The more cynical part of me makes me wonder if part of it is so that the NFL still gets their pound of flesh, even when a player is not out there on the field producing.
If you don't find a guy, look, in the past they were rescindable, so players would sit out a lot easier. Now it's a lot harder to sit out. They're not rescindable fines anymore, so you got to just take the hits. Now, that's a big price to pay, but it's agreed upon by the owner because you can't stop a player from asking for more money. That is in every contract. You are allowed to do that. You make the contract, you make the deal, but there's always that exclusion. Yep. Same thing for the owners to be able to fire you whenever they want to. And it doesn't have to be because you're shitting. You're having a bad year. You're underproducing. Each
side has its own power, basically.
Each side has their own power, and that's where this is about. This is not a regular job. This is power struggle between two sides. That one, is the one that has the ability to make this thing happen. The other one is that brings all the money into this thing to make it happen. So, to me, that is it's not like a dirty move. It's not tricky. It's called the right move by the contract and by the agreement from the owners of the NFL and the players and the NFLPA. It's allowed. So who's wrong here? No one. But who needs to pay? Who needs to pay? And again, you guys not like, it's hijacking. Well, guess what? It's not hijacking because if it's a shitty player, guess what's going to happen? They ain't getting paid, and they lose. That's why you see two people holding out, three guys holding out, and that's why Zack Martin can't hold out because we have no guards, we have no leverage. We have nothing, and Tyler Smith's the only guy that he plays. He's going to be playing left tackle when Tyron Smith goes down. What are you going to do at guard, left and right side of Biadish? Well, if you don't have this guy here, you're screwed, and that's the clown show. That's on Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. You got to know the business. You know players are going to do this. Be ready. He knew this in February. What did the Joneses do? They ignored him. They said, "No, we're not even talking to you." Well, then that's when Zack Martin can say, "Okay, well, I'm going to sit out. Pay me." That's business in the NFL, and that's all legal, okay. There's fines for hurting the team. There's fines for not abiding to your contract fully, but you're also allowed to do that. That's written in every stipulation there in the CBA and the contracts that you sign. That's allowed. That is all in the agreement. Anyways.
So, yeah.
I don't know if there's any more Zack Martin talk.
Real shit, I don't know if you can really talk about clown show. Just saying.
Listen, Pittsburgh's a whole clown show. Nose. Everyone's a clown show there. We're going to have some clowny owners.
That's why I said honk your own nose, real shit. So,
damn, she's talking shit.
Jack Boy said, I feel Mazio will show us who is one he's... Let me see. I feel like Mazio will show us who he is once he's hitting another team. Well, I'm looking forward to that. He just likes to hit
He loves hitting. I'm looking forward to the first preseason game against Jacksonville because that will tell us a lot on, on these young guys. That's going to be the most fun game to watch because Deuce is going to be out there. He's going to be loose. You're going to see Mozzie out there doing his things, and against hopefully some starters, although probably a bunch of backups as well there. So I'm going to hold my judgment on that. I do think Mozzie's, doing some great things there to the starters as well. So it's not like he's getting manhandled, but I just would like to see him ultimately tested, right, constantly by guys like Zack Martin as well, right? Not right now. We're getting to a point where when TJ Bass and Asim Richards are the ones going up against you on the other side of the guard spot, we're in trouble there. I'm sorry, that's a problem to me. So we gotta see. Anyways,
so Griff181 saying it. We can't take Zach's negotiations personally. Same thing is happening with Nick Bosa. Correct.
Nick Bosa right now is not getting fined because he's on his rookie contract. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. He is getting fined, but those fines are rescindable, meaning that the Niners can take those fines away if he signs, which they will do that. That's what's always been done. But anybody on a deal already that's not a rookie contract like Zack Martin, Chris Jones, they get the $50,000 fines per day and cannot rescind those. They got to pay that. That's already $500,000. They're down, and it continues tomorrow for Zack Martin. Now, I'll get off of Zack Martin here, if you don't mind. I don't know if we have any last comments on it, but I think we're on Zack Martin down. I think we got the update as much as you can get right now on Zack Martin. But the Malik Hooker is a good sign for getting Zack Martin in the house. Do not be surprised on Sunday and off day. I'm always looking at these off days when there's no news on the Cowboys. Boom, that's when the signing goes through. Watch. Listen to your boy MCF. I've been wrong, but I'm usually not wrong. Now, Neville Gallimore, a guy who I wanted to see him succeed, a guy who's a third rounder. I mean, we were hoping this guy was going to produce for us every year. He had to hurt his hyperextended his elbow in the Hall of Fame game a couple years ago. Hasn't been the same since he's been back, and now you're seeing him get thrashed out there, guys. I mean, you can look at the video I put out there for you guys. He's getting overrun, getting pancaked by a couple of undrafted guys, rookie guys. He got double teamed. He couldn't hold his ground. Tyler Lipke just ran over him. Not over his, he was on the ground and he just ran, he kind of hopped over him. Again, I'm curious how this goes, guys. This is one clip, right? Doesn't mean anything. Neville Gallimore, with some context here, he lost that play bad. I mean, he did not do his job, so he had a horrible look there. But he's also taken guys like Tyler Biadasz and pummeled him, overrun him. That's our starting center right there, right? Today, I mean, in this last practice yesterday, he had a would-be sack and a tackle for loss on a run play with the ones. He had a sack as well. So again, we didn't see him doing the really good thing. We just saw that one play he's getting run to the ground. I do believe, though, as time goes on, we will separate the men from the boys, and Gallimore is on the bubble right now, in my opinion. We still got to see more. Again, let me reiterate, we saw him all offseason working with Chauncey Golston and trench warfare. He added muscle. He's definitely bigger, stronger, and he's winning more than losing. Is that going to be enough, though? Because we got, Hankins, Big Hank, and, of course, Mozzie Smith in there in the middle. We got Oso Digizua, who's having a good camp as well. Bohanna in there is actually doing better. So we got three big guys in there in Osa. Do we have room for a fifth guy in there? Or, what I'm saying? Again, to me, we got four guys plus Neville Gallimore. It's going to be tough. Plus Chauncey Golston, if he makes the team, he's going to play edge and, can play inside as a tackle. So we got other options there. DeMarcus Lawrence on pass rushing downs. He plays 3-tech. He plays on the interior there. So I don't know if there's room for Neville Gallimore. We will see, though, guys. And now, what about another guy, rookie, Junior Fehoko, who could be the replacement for Chauncey Billups, because Junior Fehoko plays inside and outside. But mainly the Cowboys trying to work him on the interior there. Anything going on with him as far as the updates? He had a flash play. He got in there one play against the second and third stringers. But nothing is kind of jumping off. So right now, you got to take it slow with someone like Junior Fehoko, defensive tackle, defensive edge. He's a mixture of both. He has that motor. He has that violence in him, which is good to see, a glass eater, right? He's a rookie that's in his mid-rounder. It could go either way. It could be surprisingly good, or it could be what you expect from a mid-round pick. You got to stay patient with someone like Junior Fehoko. He'll probably make the team just based on, the Cowboys draft spot there. Fourth rounder for him. So, anyways, that's the news on the field. Let's hear some of the news from the voices of our players, so to speak. I'm going to shut up here because we're going to have the great Dak Prescott speak. Well, actually, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to say Dak's comment. I think this is a great quote that he said, quote, "The praise doesn't make you better. The criticism doesn't make you worse. It's about how much you believe in yourself." I mean, that's a classic Dak line right there. And I do think with the McCarthy offense this year, the quick West Coast flavor, 30% change, I truly, truly do. And you're seeing it in practice. You're seeing the things that, again, I know some of you OGs, I know Cowboys Abroad must remember back 6 years ago when I said, let's get Dak under center more, play action more. Let's get more motion, pre-snap motion. Let's get more up-tempo drives with no huddle or quick huddles, right? Guess what the Cowboys are doing in practice? All of what I just fucking said. What somebody was saying 6 years ago with Garrett in charge and Lenahan, and I was saying let's scramble him more. I said a moving pocket. That's the only thing we haven't seen yet. But you heard McCarthy saying 2 seconds after 2 reads, 3 reads for Dak at most. Then he's breaking the pocket, and everybody knows it. 2.5 seconds to go to another spot because Dak is, scrambling, and that is the play. Every single play, it sounds like. So, in my opinion, Dak Prescott is going to be having, believing in himself. That's great and all. You got to get a right coach. The right coach that knows how to use your skill set and play to your strengths, not test your weaknesses. At a certain point, you're just showing his bad, and you're making it harder for the quarterback. So right now, Kellen Moore didn't learn. Lenahan didn't learn. McCarthy's been learning for 3 years. Now his 4th year. I think he knows exactly how to utilize Dak. And I'm looking forward to see, specifically, not Cooper Rush or Will Grier, Dak Prescott in this offense with the Brandon Cook upgrade over Noah Brown, again, the replacement of Luke Schoonmaker, hopefully, right? And how that offensive line holds up. But all that should be able to be, kind of buffered for because of the game plan, not because of Dak or Tony Pollard or CeeDee Lamb, because of the game plan of Mike McCarthy. And it's changed, it's quicker, efficient. That's going to be the key going forward. So, just wanted to throw that out there. As we get to some other comments and quotes here, I don't know if, we're going to, I guess nothing really to say about Dak's comment there, just a chat.
But it is still important that we acknowledge it. So, you know what I mean? Like, obviously we don't really have too much more to add to it, but,
there you go with
still
that.
important to put it out there. So, I do have to shout out here, of course, real quick.
Who's in the house?
Jangly Echoes, much love.
Jangly here, hitting it.
With
What's
a
up?
$5 holler there.
Didn't see that.
Appreciate you. And he said, maybe Zack Martin hasn't gotten his money yet because he didn't press the like button on FCF's live stream.
Zack Martin, where are you?
You see, that was his first mistake.
Yes, Jangly knows.
His second mistake was not hitting subscribe. His third one was not hitting that notification bell.
And of course, following us at MyCowboysFamily on Twitter or X, whatever it's called
Messing
now.
around, but thank you, Jangly Echoes.
Jangly in the house.
That was funny.
And by the way, that should be dropping any minute here. I'm sure. I haven't seen it drop, but I just saw it come up on my cell phone here. So it looks like it's gonna hit through in a minute. So hit up a couple comments maybe while I update the board.
No, of course. Cowboys Abroad said we are doing it until Dak got the injury. After the ankle injury, Dak's run threat and run pass options went down drastically.
And again, I agree with that, but that's not what I wanted. I know Cowboys Abroad. I didn't want the Cowboys to run him more. I wanted him to be able to utilize the dual threat more. And I agree that the ankle thing was an issue, but it was still not. It was not doing the things I wanted more under center play action. That still never was added, guys. It was always shotgun and RPO shit. You know it. I know. We all know.
Never a bride.
I'm just saying. Well, I'm just saying. Like, we know they never went under center too often. All I'm seeing now in practice is 90% Dak under center. Dak doing a play action. I don't care if you have me as running back. You don't have to have a good running back. You run play action, you will draw up the linebackers for that half second. It's going to help your entire offense. And that's what I've been asking for 6 fucking years. They have not. I'm sorry, Cowboys, but they've not been doing that until recently. They've been using him more as a runner. I don't want to use him as a runner. I don't mind using his dual threat ability, but that's something the Cowboys never really did in the sense of letting him extend the play. Running the ball, they've done that a lot with the RPO, and then he runs it. I'm not crazy about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't want to see that from Dak Prescott. That's not the dual threat. I'm talking about I want him with the ball in his hands, rolling to the right or left, with the ability to run, but doesn't have to. And if he does, he gets 3 or 4 yards and goes out of bounds. That's what I'm talking about. Have we seen that consistently? The answer is no. And now we might be seeing that for the first time in his career, which is going to make him a lot better. Guarantee it. So I'm going to update the board here. Jangly Echoes.
Of course.
Moving on, huh?
There you go. Let me roll back a little bit. And by the way, Asmodeus, real shit's kind of like rowdy. You could say.
We know real shit from other places.
Yes, so that's why we do occasionally let him out of his cage and let him.
We let him out of his gimp cage. So anyways, go ahead, hit up the chat real quick as I update the board, baby.
Let me see. Frame Rippers, much love. So hopefully you heard that. But long story short, the news on Zach is that there is no news. That's the news. I'm just saying, like. No, I'm just saying,
Malik Hooker
well,
signing.
Of course. I mean, I think he meant what we already.
Well, he's getting $50,000. Right, he's getting $500,000 fines, and that's not rescindable. And also, that is the news on Zack Martin, and also the fact that the contract extension with Malik Hooker is going to help maybe fit in Zack Martin now. That's my guess.
I don't think he meant it that way, but okay.
No, that's.
I want to
clarify. I like to clarify.
So, and Chris Plumage, we did see some good, healthy signs of Turpin getting involved a lot more into the offense.
Yeah, on the offensive side as a receiver.
Is definitely trending in a positive direction. Also, quick side note, if you saw some special teams action, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I do have to admit this, so a few of the training camp days blurred together a bit, but my point is that we did see some special teams action from Turpin as well, and he was looking pretty good.
Yeah, special teams wise, Turpin is looking better than Deuce Vaughn. I'm being real about that. I think Turpin's going to be our kickoff punt returner. If that's the only spot they're fighting for, then Turpin's got it. But on offense, the important thing of Turpin is that you're seeing Turpin being used a lot more as a wide receiver, a lot more, as a regular kind of receiver, right? Not a gimmicky guy. You heard Mike McCarthy say it yesterday. We want these guys, we want Turpins and Deuce Vaughns in the flow of the game. What does that mean? That means no Kellen Moore shit. When you put on the guy like Devontae Turpin for 3 plays, it's probably going to him in one of those 3 plays. Everyone's watching it. They're looking for the reverse or the jet sweep. That was Kellen Moore. That's the facts. And now you're seeing when McCarthy's talking about using them more in a drive, let's say, and they can be utilized as a full receiver. That's what they're checking Turpin to see if he can do. And right now, guys, it's kind of a fight between Turpin and Tolbert for that 4th spot. Simi Fajoko's dropped off the map with his injury, and just right now he's maybe the 6th or the 7th because you got Cropper in there. I believe Moreno Cropper is a guy that's undrafted. He could definitely make this team. And of course, Jalen Brooks, the 7th round pick, number 83. These are good players. It's going to make it hard for Simi Fehoko to make this team this year. And I think he doesn't. As of right now, it don't look like he is. He caught a touchdown the other day. Great. He's not out there enough to really show enough.
Practice squad, or I guess there's a chance that someone grabs him, but
let him.
That feels like a long shot.
Let them go grab him then. I don't mind losing him.
I agree.
Anyways, I got the board updated, baby.
Don't know if Seabass agrees with us. I doubt Simi makes the cut.
There you go. I don't see any way Simi makes it with the receivers. The starting 3, we in Tolbert, Turpin, and throw in there Jalen Brooks and Moreno Cropper. If we carry 7 receivers, maybe. The one who doesn't make it between Cropper and Jalen Brooks is practice squad.
So what's up, Toxic Gaming? So rolling back here, Rolando Rodriguez said, "I missed the Hall of Fame inductions with Jerry and Jimmy. Did you guys see it?"
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Jimmy inducted Zach Thomas, and Jerry Jones inducted, of course, DeMarcus Ware. I see one last comment here. Cowboys Abroad said CD ran the jet sweep, but Cowboys Abroad, you do understand that CeeDee Lamb's in the whole game, right? When Devontae Turpin goes on the field and he gets a jet sweep almost every single time, it's not really a good play. You feel me here, Cowboys Abroad? So, I hope you I know you understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like there's no way. There's apples and oranges. Turpin for 1 play to get the jet sweep, and then CeeDee Lamb the whole game he's in the game, and he gets 1 jet sweep or 2 jet sweeps. That's good. That's okay. I'll take that. I'm not taking Devontae Turpin when he gets in the game, and everyone's watching him getting the jet sweep and losing 3 yards, or getting 8 yards. But in the end, we never used him again. Next time he was used was 3 games later. So that's Kellen Moore for you.
So, real quick, MG13, Michael Gallup, he's looking
very
great.
Good.
He's finally looking like, the Michael Gallup of old. Nothing like what he did this past 2022 season.
Yeah, this year, as we heard McCarthy and Gallup both say, that first year coming back is always rougher, right? And Gallup admitted that he wasn't even confident on that leg the whole year last year. It showed. What he did against Stephon Gilmore, blanketing him in coverage, one-handed grab. I mean, Gallup, to me, is ready to get back to where he left off, in January of 2022 against the Cardinals. So we're going to actually hear from him and CeeDee Lamb in a minute, because we have to first hear from Sam Williams, baby. The guy who's been beat up a little bit with a shoulder strain. He's back in practice, though. He was back in practice the other day for the special team stuff. He pieced out McQuaid there on McEwen. Sean McEwen on a special teams drill. And, it was interesting there. He's definitely got the speed and the power, the height. He's got it all, right? How is he that fast? He kind of runs a little Micah Parsons-like. That's just the way he plays, the way he looks as well. But Sam Williams actually had a quick quote, baby. What did he have to say about playing for Dan Quinn?
I feel like playing for him, it brings out the best of you, because he don't settle for less. If he knows your potential, he's going to demand that every time.
I mean, again, we know how important Dan Quinn is to this team. Sam Williams backing up another part of this thing, right?
Great coaching matters.
Yeah, so
Great
now
coaching matters.
we're going to finish it up here. We're almost done, guys. It's a quickie tonight. And again, we kind of talked a lot, but we got Damone Clark on tap here, who spoke a lot more today, along with LVE. But LVE spoke about Damone Clark. So, baby, I know you have the interview on this. What was said when it comes to number 33? I believe, again, you hearing LVE being used as an edge rusher, which means Damone Clark is going to be used, as that middle linebacker. The Cowboys trust number 33 to get that, to do the job of basically the LVE. They're making LVE more versatile in Dan Quinn's scheme. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of LVE blitzing. I hope that Dan Quinn knows what he's doing. I'm trusting him. But Damone Clark, he's the future at linebacker for us. Again, guys, the game has slowed down for him in his second year. He's ready for a big season. This was your pet cat, baby, I think, last year. This was your favorite player out of everybody on the list.
He was my favorite player. Do you want me to read what LVE said on Damone Clark first?
No, I was just saying that both guys
said it out of order there for a second.
No, I didn't. I said both guys speak on it, but LVE speaks as well, just on him. So let's start with Damone Clark and his thoughts.
Like I said, he's still one of my favorite players heading into this season as far as like on the defense. I think that he's only going to continue to grow in his role, and some of the things that the Cowboys have done so far during camp, it goes to show you they trust him a lot.
Exactly.
For such a young guy,
remember last year with the thing we said? The one thing I said is I want to see him starting at the start of this season. Mm-hmm. Like the first year, we know the neck. I didn't think he was going to play. He played well. Where is he now? The starter. That's what we needed to be. We got a 5th round starter here, guys. A steal already.
So, and of course, he did go on to say, "I'm thankful and grateful that I got the opportunity to play last year. They allowed me to go out there, not having an off season, and the freedom to make mistakes. Now, it's about learning from the mistakes I made last year and go out there and hit some people."
I see it happening. He's out there involved in a lot of the plays in training camp. He has picked up where he left off last year as well.
Strength-wise, intelligence-wise, he's just going to get that much better and settle into his shoes and really...
I think that was LV speaking on that. Okay. I know. I think that was a mistake there on my side.
Oh, sorry. My bad. So, let me see. There we go. So back to the Clark portion of it. So he basically said that he admits that things have finally slowed down for him.
Very important for a rookie to get into the second year and have things kind of coming together for him. Slowing down, he can react quicker.
Yeah, he said most definitely just going out there and having fun. The game has slowed down a ton. And just going out there and trusting my keys, trusting the guys around me, trusting myself, and just going out there and playing. It's the same game I've been playing since I was 5 years old, and it feels good. Last year this time, I was on the sideline rehabbing. It feels good to be back out here. Obviously, it's a lot of things we have to correct and get better at, but that is what camp is for.
I love this young man's attitude. I love what he's bringing. I loved him last year. We picked him up in the 5th round and came through last year in a big way, taking Anthony Barr right the hell off the team, in this offseason, and now he's in place to be the future linebacking core with Micah. Of course, whatever he's going to play, an 8 kind of threat. He's not dual threat. He's 8 threat. But he can play anywhere on the field, Micah. But when you have him, linebacker Micah Parsons and Damone Clark, and man, this is a solid line. Maybe Overshown comes into the picture here soon, or Jabril Cox. We'll have to see. But LVE right now it's a bonus piece right now for us. Speaking of LVE, what did he say? Because I know he had... Tajay
McNeil?
Tajay McNeil in the house. Welcome to the family and go Cowboys. I know there was another quote by LVE there that we had kind of jumped the gun on. What did LVE say about Damone Clark?
He said strength-wise, intelligence-wise, he's just going to get that much better and settle into his shoes, really make a name for himself. I think he's going to make tremendous strides.
Again, I got to reiterate, we're seeing that already in training camp from compared to last year. Obviously, way ahead where he was last year, right? At this point, he was still rehabbing.
He said, I think...
LVE, right, was still talking.
Yeah, LVE, yeah. I didn't...
Yeah, no, LVE said, he also continued talking about Damone Clark.
He said, I think this is going to be a huge year for Damone Clark. We've been training pretty much the whole offseason before we reported to the facility together. Just being out there and communicating with him, helping him along and showing him the way, because obviously you can make a jump every single year. It's not just a big first to second year jump. You've got to make a jump every single year. I'll be there every step of the way to help him along and enjoy all of the moments with him. I think we're seeing the beginning of an outstanding career.
I love it. Again, LVE sees it. He knows what's coming with Damone Clark. Damone Clark sees everything slower. Everything is going in the direction of full-time starter at linebacker, even when LVE is gone. This is going to be our guy here in the middle, number 33. I hate seeing Tony Dorsett's number out there. We had Awuzie with it. It bothered me, and now we have Damone Clark. I can't love that, but I love the player. He's fantastic. Damone Clark. We are gonna see an outstanding career, especially knock on wood, everything is healthy with the neck, and we continue with this. So far year 1, fantastic. Year 2, sky's the limit for him. When you look at the coverage, guys, look at the coverage last week, and watch Damone Clark on our videos that we've posted. Watch our videos. Watch Damone Clark. Watch number 33 where he is a lot of times. He's floating around there in coverage, having making the tackles, having a solid camp when it comes to coverage, an upgrade from last year for him. Clearly, by far, guys, there's no other guy it's LVE and it's Damone Clark. The next guy, who cares? I'm just saying, the next guy is Jabril Cox, too far down the line. Overshown rookie, too far down the line, and on and on. There's nobody at that linebacker only position. The next guy is Jaron Kearse. The next guy is Donovan Wilson. That's the pseudo linebacker starters that you're going to see in there over a rookie like Overshown, who needs some more reps before I think they're going to throw him on the field. He might get some snaps, but he's not going to get like the majority of the stuff. Same thing with Jabril Cox. Doesn't seem to have the room to get out there now. Specializing snaps for Jabril Cox, a pass coverage down to cover running backs. Jabril Cox is going to be fantastic for us, but he's a specialized linebacker. You want a full-time guy? You got Damone Clark at LV. Those are our 1 and 2. No question, no diggity, no doubt. And Damone Clark, guys, a great camp so far. He absorbed the experience last year, reading it for half the year, studying the playbook, whatever it may be, under Dan Quinn, and then playing in that scheme, in that defense, for last year once he hit that field from the injury.
Yeah,
but
I didn't want to interrupt you, but you ended up answering the question that I was going to ask anyway.
I think he's ready. I think he's ready. I think the experience from last year is why he's where he's at now, and he's going to take the next step this year to be even ahead of where he should be. That's my belief on him. Any quick thoughts on him?
I mean, obviously, I do agree with LVE as far as like progressing. Every year you have to continue to grow, but I thought it was actually really remarkable. So, it's not just, Dak and the receivers or, Micah and his guys, right? Like, sounds like LVE and Damone Clark basically became like off-season workout buddies and developed together, and LVE seemed to take him personally under his wing and say, hey, let me show you the ropes.
Yeah. And
so
that's going to be great. Whether LV is here next year or LV is gone, Damone Clark will definitely be here, and he's going to be taking over. He's already a starter in my book. Linebacker 1, linebacker 2. If LV is not here, guess who's linebacker 1? Damone Clark. What's the chat saying, baby?
Exactly.
Shout-outs and all that.
Yep, Seabass said, linebacker set. Mike is also a pass-rushing linebacker.
Exactly.
That was a quote from DQ.
Well, exactly. And he's also, can play edge rusher a lot more. Which is about 80% of the time he's going to rush the quarterback, not play linebacker. Yeah, he'll rush the quarterback maybe 5% of the time.
Cowboys abroad saying our linebacker core isn't loaded. It's suspect. Richard Scotty said, Damone has made the leap, it seems. Let's just hope it stays consistent.
I agree with both those comments as far as consistency. It needs to stay that way. But to me, it's about, again, I got to bring up Cowboys abroad, the safeties. Dan Quinn uses 3 safeties out there. It's heavy nickel package. And usually Jaron Kearse is playing with the linebackers. So I think that's why the Cowboys don't have a lot of, I don't say depth, but they don't have a lot of guys, a big drop-off, right, after Damone Clark. But when you look at Jaron Kearse, not as big as a drop-off. When you look at Donovan Wilson, not as big of a drop-off. I could even say, Micah can drop back in there, right? So obviously not a big drop-off there. I mean, he's still one of the best linebackers in the league. So that's the way I think the Cowboys are looking at it. It is a chancy thing to do. You got to hope one of these guys can step forward, right? You got to hope Jabril Cox, DeMarvin Overshown. How about Devin Harper, last year's 6th-round pick? I said him getting involved. These 3 guys going to have to make a run at this thing in some shape, form, or fashion, or else we are going to be in trouble if there's a major injury or 2 throughout the season. So I hear you, Cowboys abroad. I hear you, Mr. Abroad.
So let me see here. Retro Scotty said, Damone has made the leap, it seems. Oh, yeah, no, I read that one. Let me roll back here. No, just want to make sure.
Do the shout-outs, too.
I touched on that.
And remind everybody what we got to do here as we get ready to rock out.
Remind everyone to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. And, of course, hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. Thank you very much to our sponsor of the weeks, because he's been repping it 3 weeks in a row.
Hell yeah.
Skeptical fan.
Staying skeptical. Much love to him.
The membership man. Much love. Of course, Jason Renfro, the stream boss. He is at 93 points there.
Appreciate him. He's almost fully loaded.
Yeah, you gotta stop stealing my lines here. Oh, of course, and you gotta shout out the Cash App King.
You know why he's here.
SnugX. Much love. Appreciate you, of course.
Now, as far as the leaders are concerned, and up until yesterday, SnugX was leading, but now we have Mr. Jason Renfro in the lead here. He's 10 down in the right above that. You see him 10 down against Skeptical Fan in the membership gifting side of things for this week. But Jason Renfro's in first place on the overall board, currently over Skeptical Fan by a little over, I think, 20 points up there. So this battle will come down to tomorrow's wrap up, I guess you can say. Assuming we might not, there may be an issue with us going live tomorrow. We'll see. We'll try to do our best. But worst case scenario, we'll do the wrap up on Sunday and wrap up the week and crown some champions. We'll see what happens as we get closer to that moment. So again, or it might be a quickie stream tomorrow. We'll see how it works. I'm not sure how we're going to do it because we do have some stuff for family tomorrow. So, anyways, let's get back to, I guess, the last comments here from that you have, baby.
All right.
From I'm going to say from Mr. One of the new guys we have on our team here, a veteran, in Stephon Gilmore, and he's talking about C.D. Lamb.
I think it's the other way around.
Oh, is it?
It's
Okay.
C.D. Lamb talking about Gilmore?
No, it says here Stephon Gilmore on C.D. Lamb.
I see C.D. Lamb on Stephon Gilmore.
Because you're not reading properly.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll do it, baby. Stephon Gilmore said this about C.D. Lamb, quote, one of the most complete receivers in the league. So, again, Stephon Gilmore seeing this and, every day in practice now, absorbing the greatness that C.D. Lamb is. Like, you're seeing Stephon Gilmore a lot on Brandon Cooks and shutting him down to some extent. When he's on C.D. Lamb, it's definitely a lot more even, I would say, when it comes to just a one-sided affair. When it comes to Stephon Gilmore, kind of, I would say, locking down Cooks to an extent. But I do see that, Stephon Gilmore is a blanketing kind of cornerback. You can see why he's a top 10 guy by almost every ranking out there, even in this portion of his career. So Stephon Gilmore spoke on C.D. Lamb, and then C.D. Lamb spoke on Stephon Gilmore.
Why don't you read it, baby, since you are so good at it?
I gotta get some water. I got some water here, baby. So you got it. You hit it up. You can
so C.D. Lamb said, he's the smartest defensive back I've ever lined up against. He knows certain routes off my alignment, and it sucks. It's really chess with him. You're not just running a route, and that's making me better. On the walkthrough reps, he'll tell me what he's thinking just off my alignment. And just picking his brain, it's tough going against him, but I like it. And then he also said that this is going to help him against, obviously, any other defensive back and being able to kind of beat them and pick their brain. It's going to,
like I was saying about Mozzie against someone like Zack Martin, it's going to make him better. This is going to make C.D. Lamb better going up against Stephon Gilmore. And he's going to, going up against other defensive backs, he's going to have the head, kind of like the knowledge of. Remember the other day, Stephon Gilmore was actually teaching C.D. Lamb some new tricks, which, C.D. Lamb kind of speaking about, I think, there. We heard Michael Gallup basically say the same thing about Stephon Gilmore. Yesterday he said, quote, Stephon Gilmore's football IQ is as a cornerback is so high that running a route, Gilmore talks to the receivers and tells us what route we're running in real time. And he's often right. So again, big. I mean, again, we saw Stephon Gilmore talking huge, good stuff about CeeDee Lamb, but damn, all these guys are talking even higher about Stephon Gilmore and his abilities with these teaching, not just the cornerbacks, but the receivers as well.
He's like the Nostradamus there.
You cannot pay for this. You cannot pay for this. This comes as a bonus here for the Cowboys, and thank goodness, because we need it. We need that veteran leadership on both sides. Cooks and Gilmore provides this for us. And, Gilmore is teaching the receivers and the corners new things. Now, I know we had a drop there from the great Jason Renfro with that $2 holler as we're closing this thing down tonight.
The classic Go Cowboys.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you so much, Jason. Appreciate you.
He's at 95 Jonathan Hankins points on that stream boss. So let's get a couple comments and questions here as we get ready to get on out of here, baby.
Seabass said, what does CD do to Gilly in training camp for him to have said that?
Well, again, I said, guys, we had talked about this. CeeDee Lamb had said it was overheard. I just want to say this from a couple of the media people, but they heard when CeeDee Lamb ran a route, against Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore said, try this, and then do that. And then he kind of said, just trust me on this. You know, it's kind of like he kind of forced CeeDee Lamb to try this, and it must have worked. It definitely stuck with CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb was still talking about, you know, the things he's learning and the things he's seeing and picking up from Stephon Gilmore. And again, Michael Gallup also speaking to the media, saying the same thing yesterday about, you know, what he's learned and the way what he sees Stephon Gilmore calling things out.
I think Seabass meant it the other way around. Like, what did CeeDee Lamb do that made Stephon Gilmore say, like, this is one of, like, the best receivers ever about CeeDee?
I see. The other way around,
he's trying to say, like, what did CeeDee Lamb do to impress Gilmore so much and leave so much of an impression?
If you, again, we saw CeeDee Lamb just killing, I shouldn't say that word with Kelvin Joseph, but he was destroying Kelvin Joseph on the field on one-on-ones, but when Gilmore was out there, you saw CeeDee Lamb making some highlight catches, running some unbelievable routes against starters in the secondary, safeties and corners, Stephon Gilmore being one of those guys. So he's seeing CeeDee Lamb up front. If you watch the camp videos, guys, take a look at them, and you will see CeeDee Lamb pretty much making a huge play every single day, every single game. That is why Gilmore is saying this about CeeDee Lamb. I got the question now, baby. I got it. Thank you.
All right, so no, all good. So, yeah, Cowboys Abroad says CD cooking everybody.
I'm telling you. CD cooking
Everybody's
and
invited
Cook's
to
cooking.
that cookout.
We got a lot of cooking going on. CeeDee Lamb's cooking and Cooks is cooking. All Dak has to do is serve it up. Let's go.
Let me see. Now, Chris Plumage, take it easy. Have a great night to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. It is that time of night. Well, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up, but before we do, we have to give the shout-outs and the appreciations to the people making MCF happen here on the daily and the nightly, like your sponsor of the week, really weeks, Skeptical Fan, 3 weeks in a row, thank you so much. Of course, shout-out Jason Renfro, the stream boss. He's up to 95 points because he did power himself back up a little bit there with his last drop. Of course, SnugX, the Cash App King, you all know why he's here.
You know. Thank
you very much to everyone here representing, chilling, hanging with us in the chat. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. Follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. Hop in the Discord, links down below.
Why don't we just show them some of the video, too? Why not?
Go ahead. As I do the shout-outs here.
Yes, do the shout-outs, baby. And
Raul,
we'll see.
Take it easy. Appreciate that. Have a great
night. There's Gilmore on Gallup, and you see Gallup with that catch. Woo! That's some special stuff going down there.
Retro Scotty, have a great night. Toxic Gaming, again. The whole the whole Diggs and Dak talk. That was really just friendly competition, literally. Think of it like
nothing
two brothers, right?
We went into deep detail on that last night, guys. So check it out if you missed it. We definitely have it there. Ooh, there's CeeDee Lamb. Just cooking. Kelvin Joseph.
Honestly, it's just normal football stuff. It's not anything personal.
Yeah, when it comes to that, come on. There's no only people that want to make it an issue is the media and the people that hate Dak Prescott. Plain and simple. So just ignore that. That's rubbish. It's called competition. If anybody in this chat has ever been in competition on a football field or anywhere else, you say that kind of shit sometimes to people. It's part of the game. It's part of competition. If that's how weak we are nowadays, then then we got bigger problems than just a little bit of trash talk during a football game. Come on, guys. Let's grow up a little bit.
Toxic Gaming, we just answered it right now, so hopefully.
We got your question answered, Toxic. Hopefully you
So, Michael Hooper, take it easy. Have a great night. Cowboys Abroad, much love to you. And, of course, the lovely Yumi.
Yes.
He said even Gallup's cooking a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this was the play I keep looking at, saying he cooked Trayvon Diggs on a long play with, a long play from Dak. This is the same play here you just saw. Watch Gallup make this one-handed catch. And great coverage by Gilmore. Let's not forget that. But, great pass here by Dak and the great feet and catch by Brandon Cooks. This ain't no Noah Brown situation, guys. Noah Brown cannot hold Brandon Cook's jockstrap. And, of course, CeeDee Lamb with the route running again. Kelvin Joseph almost broke CeeDee Lamb's leg there. I just want Kelvin Joseph to stay away from our stars.
I know. So, Chris Plumage, take it easy. C. Bass, Jason Renfro, of course. Tommy Montoya, much love. Hopefully things get better for you, Tommy. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I see Deron Bland and Diggs getting cooked by CeeDee Lamb.
Asmodeus representing, much love. Retro Scotty, take it easy.
Retro.
Scott, Free Freedom.
Hey, I see. I know him. He's one of the crew out there. I'll see it all.
Let me see.
I'm still right about that
Cowboy.
side of things.
Xavier Hidalgo, hello. Let me see. Oh, no. Let me shout you out.
I'm with you there, Cowboys, bro. I think he's about gone when it comes to Kelvin Joseph.
Take it easy.
Wasted second round pick. The only way he'll make the team, Kelvin Joseph is too special teams.
Yep.
That's the only way.
Jangly Echoes, Frank Moyer, Take It Easy. But yeah, that's as far back as I can go here.
And let me shout out those that dropped the love from above tonight here, guys. Yes, you guys, we can't do this without your love and support. Memberships in here, re-upping memberships, new memberships, gifting memberships, thanks button, super chats, Cash App. Thank you all, truly. Dwayne Broussard, he gave a couple of different things here. Roy Strasner, appreciate you back in the Navy Blue along with Amazing Games. We got Skeptical Fan in the house here, gifting a membership. Of course, also thanks drops in there. Jason Renfro with everything as well. And Jangly Echoes. Appreciate every single one of you guys for your love and support on that side of things. But baby, I want you to tell us why. We do this on the nightly here on My Cowboys Family. Tell me why we do this.
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here in MCF, we always rep that star over everything. And here on this channel, on YouTube, for 6+ years, 7 years now we're in our 7th year. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping your knowledge in the chat all night long on a Fan Friday. We should be back tomorrow, if not, definitely Sunday, obviously, guys, to wrap up the week. And as we say this, Jason Renfro repping the boards here. A Skeptical Fan also repping the boards. It's a Snug X as well, but we'll see who takes this thing over on Sunday for the finale. Oh, I know a guy who's taking a little bit of a bigger lead now, just by 1 on top of it. This is Jason Renfro with $1 holler.
Classic Go Cowboys. Thank you, Jason.
What did the man say?
Go Cowboys.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, and I got to say one other thing here, baby. So you might
Drums and Cowboys, take it easy. Have a great night
any new
as well.
people, definitely filibuster for me, because I got to shout out one of the greats here.
Yeah, of course. Frank Moyer, what's up? Hopefully you're also having a great night. Take it easy. Let me see here. Cowboys Abroad, by the way, he was saying that Joseph may be gone. His campaign looked good in the clips I've seen.
Yeah, we mentioned that. I hit that comment up a minute ago from Mr. Cowboys Abroad. I agree with that. It's scary, but he's a second-round pick. I think that he sneaks...
Look, the one thing he did manage to kill was his career.
He definitely sneaks onto the team. If he sneaks on the team, it's only because of special teams. And also, Cowboys Abroad, he just dropped a 5 on it. Mm-hmm. A $5 holla by the great... by the great Cowboys Abroad. Woo. And I'm going to get him on that board by tomorrow. By the next stream, he'll be up Cowboys there. Abroad, appreciate him. Love. $5 holler in the mix here on that Cash App board. Much love to Cowboys Abroad. Everybody else in the house here rocking it with us, dropping the knowledge. Truly appreciate the love from above. You guys keep it going here on the nightly with us for this MCF experience into our 7th year now, right? 6 and beyond. Baby, before we can drop out officially and clock out for the night, which we are now done, relock and reload for Sunday's show at the very least, at the latest Sunday show, maybe tomorrow. Keep the notifications on. Definitely be dropping all the videos, though, in the afternoon, so keep your eye out for all the videos from the camp, and the big recap, of course, always. And then the recap verbally will be either tomorrow night, probably Sunday night for tomorrow night's stream. And of course, we're off Sunday as far as the Cowboys. We're on here in MCF no matter what. So thank you all for rocking with us. Before we can drop out for the night, baby, what do we gotta do here in MCF?
We gotta drop the beat.
Oh yeah. Beat's been dropped. It's a wrap here on My Cowboys Family. We're back again, closing out the week at the latest Sunday night. Tomorrow is practice. I'm ready to see what goes down, and we're going to put out those videos so we can all almost feel like we're there, right? Checking this team out. Jason Renfro dropping the $1.45. Set and holler. Extending his lead a little bit more now. What did he say, baby?
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. You know the deal. Much love to Jason Renfro, the great Mr. Jason Renfro, and everybody else in the house. Before we can drop out of here, we got to remind everybody, it was another great Cowboys chat. Malik Hooker got his cash money. Makes room for Zack Martin, in my opinion. We talked about the matchup here with Gilmore, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, all talking about each other. And, of course, Damone Clark coming on strong, I think. I like these guys not being noticed. I notice them. We notice them. You guys notice them. But the majority of the people, they notice talking points and Trayvon Diggs and Dak smack talking. Ooh. I can't wait to get a load of us. And here on MCF, it's always about that navy blue, that silver 2, and that star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing here, my Cowboys family. Much love to everyone. We'll see you back here. If not tomorrow, Sunday night for the finale. Tomorrow, though, we'll be back dropping all the videos from camp at the very least. So see you then for that at least. And as always, guys, stay safe. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your weekend. Peace. And never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.